You know, you get any group of film fans around, you start bringing up a conversation about our favorite directors today, at least once, twice, three times, maybe everybody. Quentin Tarantino's name is going to come up because he's awesome. I mean, he's got one movie in his entire repertoire that I didn't like. That was Death Proof. I didn't like Death Proof, I got to admit. But every other movie he's done.
And Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair opens this week.
Is now coming out. And everything he's done from Jackie Brown to Django and everything in between, I particularly Inglourious Basterds and Django. I mean, I just love those movies. He's such a good filmmaker. And we're all excited to find out what is going to be his 10th film. What's going to be the next one he does. He's taking his time. We're all excited about it. But you know, Rob, in the last couple of years, it's not taking anything away from how big of a fan I am of his as a filmmaker. I feel like there's been a number of times in the last couple of years that he's resembling more and more the angry old man yelling at kids to stay off his grass.
I thought that was my job.
But never to the degree of classlessness that we just got from him in a report today. Quentin Tarantino is being interviewed, and in the context of being asked about his 20 favorite films of the 21st century, he decided for no reason, without being provoked, without being asked about it, to just go off and trash on one of the great actors we have today, Paul Dano. And again, listen, I think sometimes we are too hard on celebrities who maybe give a wrong answer when they're just kind of hit with a question out of nowhere. It's like you're standing on carpet and all of a sudden somebody asks you something, you didn't have time to think it through. You just said whatever came to your mind. That wasn't this. The interviewer wasn't asking him, hey, Mr. Tarantino, what do you think of Paul Dano? No. Anyway, this comes to us from the USA Today. I want to really get into this because it's really kind of disappointing. Quentin Tarantino isn't shy about his disdain for Paul Dano, who I can only assume must have slept with his sister. Dano received ire when the legendary filmmaker sat down on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast to discuss his top 10 movies of the century. Tarantino picked Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood as his fifth favorite film from 2000 on. By the way, good pick. And stressed that the film would have been higher if it wasn't for a big giant flaw, Paul Dano. Dano, now 41, starred opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, the greatest actor of all time, giving the greatest performance ever in the history of film, by the way, in There Will Be Blood, who won an Oscar for his performance. Tarantino, now 62, said the two were not on equal footing. Who is on equal footing with Daniel Day-Lewis? Anyway, we're not on equal footing. Obviously, it's supposed to be a two-hander. That's what she said. Obviously, it's supposed to be a two-hander. And it's also so drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander, the director said. He is weak sauce, man. He's a weak sister. It goes on. Tarantino wasn't finished, later calling the Little Miss Sunshine actor uninteresting and saying Austin Butler would have been a better choice for the role. Ellis then attempted to push back on the criticism, noting the weight of Daniel Day-Lewis's role, but the filmmaker wasn't convinced. So you put him in with the weakest male actor in all of SAG. Ugh. Tarantino countered, I'm not saying he's giving a terrible performance.
It kind of sounds like that.
I'm saying he's giving a non-entity performance. And asked if he liked Dano in any other roles, Tarantino couldn't think of any. And listed other actors he's also not a fan of. I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson. I don't care for Matthew Lillard. Okay.
Matthew Lillard. Look, the most harmless man, and he's so kind, and you're going after Matthew Lillard?
What did Matthew Lillard do?
Why are these people catching strays?
All right.
Wow.
First of all, let me get this part out of the way.
Wow.
It's look, whether you think an actor is good or not, listen, that falls under the subjective thing. It's totally fair if you don't think an actor is particularly good. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally am like, what the hell are you talking about? Paul Dano is an excellent actor. His performance, part of the reason Daniel Day-Lewis gave the greatest performance in the history of film was because he had such a powerful partner to work with. Paul Dano, look, I'm sorry, but I Drink Your Milkshake scene isn't as good if it wasn't for Paul Dano as well. Like, Paul Dano is great. And did you see Love and Mercy? My God, he's so good. And then, of course, like, everybody was just gobsmacked by him in Matt Reeves' The Batman as the Riddler. Nobody thought the Riddler was a great idea to do. And then he comes in and plays it, almost steals the movie entirely. Again, I'm not going to trash on Quentin Tarantino because he doesn't like Paul Dano as an actor. That's subjective. But forgive me if I think you're a little bit crazy. If you think Paul Dano is, quote unquote, the weakest actor in Hollywood. What? Okay, whatever. Subjective feelings. Let's put that aside. I find it really unfortunate when people decide to use a platform to, for no reason, just decide to take cheap shots at somebody. This interview was not about Paul Dano. The interview wasn't, hey, Quentin, list for me your 5 least favorite actors. It was supposed to be a conversation about your favorite films of the year. And to then just suddenly go off. And you know what? I have no issues if an interviewer put to Quentin Tarantino and said, who don't you like? And if he said, look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Paul Dano. Okay. I mean, maybe just say nothing, but if you wanted to, he wasn't being asked about Paul Dano. He just decided to say, oh yeah, I love There Will Be Blood. But you know who sucks? Paul Dano. He's weak sauce. He's a weak sister. He's the worst actor in SAG.
Yeah.
It's like,
come on.
Did this guy, like, seriously, I said it before, did he sleep with your sister and not call her back? Like, what? That was just plain personal. And even if there are personal issues between Paul Dano and Quentin Tarantino, you don't take this shit out on the air. You keep your dirty laundry in the hamper, man. Like, what was with this? And for anybody who's going to go, well, we don't want people to be honest. He wasn't even fucking being asked about Paul Dano.
He volunteered it.
He just decided, I'm going to take this opportunity to totally trash on somebody for no reason. Now, listen, none of this changes my love of Quentin Tarantino as a filmmaker. I am still excited about his next film. He is one of our all-time greats. But man, I got to tell you, Rob, as somebody who is such a fan of Quentin Tarantino, this wasn't some little accidental slip. He decided to make a platform out of just totally attacking a guy for no reason whatsoever. And I'm just going to say, again, it doesn't change my love for him as a filmmaker. Still excited to see him. The best word I can use right now, Rob, is I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. This was a total Bush League cowardly. Let's see you say that in Paul Dano's face, Quentin. How about you do that? This was a Bush League cowardly, classless thing to do for no reason whatsoever. And again, it's not like it was gotcha journalism. It wasn't like he was suddenly asked, hey, tell us all the reasons you hate Paul Dano. No. Out of nowhere, he just decided to attack the guy. And I just got to say, dude, I am tremendously disappointed in Quentin Tarantino for this. This was way below him. This was totally classless. And again, I'm disappointed. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Hey guys, we are right now in the middle of the holiday season, and this is always the time of year when traditions take center stage. For me, one of the small traditions I've had for myself since I was a teenager is taking at least one night during the Christmas season to just spend completely by myself, to just reflect on the year that was and how I want to improve myself in the year that's coming. The holidays can be joyful, but they can also be stressful, overwhelming, even lonely. So if you're thinking about starting therapy or getting back into it, BetterHelp is a great way to begin. BetterHelp has fully licensed therapists who work under a strict code of conduct, and they do the matching work for you. The way it works is you fill out a short questionnaire. They use over 12 years of experience to match you with someone who fits your goals. And if it's not the right fit, You can switch anytime from their tailored recommendations. With over 30,000 therapists and more than 5 million people served, the platform's average live session rating is 4.9 out of 5 from more than 1.7 million reviews. So this December, start a brand new tradition by taking care of you. Our listeners get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you read this interview and that kept going and going and going. I don't know. What did you think about it?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino's. I've only met him a couple of times, and once he came and saw a movie I made, and he was very kind and he was very encouraging. And so I have nothing but good things to say about him. That said, I think everything you said is absolutely true. You know, what does your mom tell you? If you can't say anything, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I mean, I can understand he feels this way. He can feel this way, and maybe he's correct, and I understand that. But I really don't know why he took it upon himself to go after Paul Dano in such a way when Paul Dano has delivered what I think, like you talk, Love and Mercy, playing Brian Wilson. I mean, that was a great performance. He was great in that movie. And I would think that we're going to get a apology very soon.
Here, okay, I'm going to throw this out there. And this is piggybacking off of something one of our live viewers just said. I'm going to say this. I am going to stand up and do the slow clap if we, in the next 2 months, get some kind of announcement that Tarantino's picked his 10th film and it's going to star Paul Dano.
I thought the same thing.
All this was a troll.
I thought the same thing. Like, this is just some weird...
If this is a troll, let me change gears for a second here. If this is a troll from Tarantino and we got to get some announcement that him and Paul Dano are working together, I'm going to call it one of the most genius, greatest trolls of all time.
Well, and I
if
could
it's
see
not,
that,
I'm just very
but I
disappointed.
could see that happening. I could see that happening.
It would be great if it is.
And maybe this is a setup for that, because look at the press it's already generated. Look at what we're saying now.
Yeah, Dominic Suma in the live chat saying co-starring Owen Wilson,
Yes.
Matthew Lillard.
Yes.
That'd be a great cast. He better hope it is, because if not, Tarantino's going to wake up to him looking like this next to him in bed.
Good morning. Again, I just don't get it. Like, what? Like, and forget, okay, take Paul Dano out of the equation. Why would you just unsolicitedly just take such like cheap shots at anybody like that out of nowhere? I just don't get it. Again, I'm very disappointed as a fan, because I am a fan, and it just really disappoints me that he would act this Bush League. And again, if this turns out to be a troll,
Man,
it's one of the greatest of all time. If it's not, I don't know. It's my opinion of him as a man is lowering. I'm sure he's not losing any sleep over.
I mean, it means he doesn't like Midnight in Paris or Wedding Crashers, and that bums me out too.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Tarantino just decided out of nowhere, like an RKO, just out of nowhere, just put Paul Dano, of all people, on total blast, calling him the least talented actor in Hollywood.
It also forces him to kind of respond. You know, people are going to have to, what do you think about that?
He won't. Paul Dano's going to take the high road. He won't respond to this. Anyway, guys, however you feel about this whole thing, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.